Yo, what up, Forza Milan? I'm going to do a late night stream here. There's some things I kind of want to talk about. Hopefully, everybody that watches this in the replay enjoys it and whatnot. So, this is day one of the wait. We're going to play in a week from the last game. It's pretty much in a week from the last game. I really feel like Milan can win this. Can win all three games. I really feel like this Milan can do it. I think they have what it takes. I think they have the right mindset. They have the players. They have the spirit. They have the fan base that is behind them. And it is something that can be done. It is something that, in a way, needs to be done, because it's time that Milan reemerges from the ashes like a phoenix. It's really time for that to happen. And and with that will be this. In addition to that, will be this ulterior level that Italian football will find. So Milan almost, you can say, has an obligation to win these next three games, an obligation to football, an obligation to the history of a team, and an obligation to the players themselves. They're the ones that are fighting. They're the ones there in the locker rooms. They're the ones on the pitch that are sweating. They got to do it for themselves. This is the beginning of something special for them, and they need to take it. They need to take it. So let's talk about all the obstacles in front of us. Well, the obstacle that we find in front of us is a team called Verona. Where is Verona in... so let's look at some Verona stats to understand where they are. I'm sure as the week goes by, we'll find out more and more details, not only about what is happening in the Milan world, but about Verona, etc. Something that I want to talk about tonight, which is kind of interesting, because it has got to do with history, etc., and that's always very exciting. So Verona is a ninth spot. Verona is a ninth spot right there it has scored 61 goals. So this is exactly the same number as goals that AC Milan has scored. So Verona and AC Milan have the same amount of goals scored. Milan has 30 goals conceded, while Verona has 52 goals conceded. So 22 more goals than AC Milan. So of course, Verona, a team that doesn't have the infrastructure that AC Milan has, and doesn't have the quality that AC Milan have. But what do they have? They have a very intimidating stadium, the Berardi. They are always difficult to play against. They have character. It's a team that has a lot of pride, does not like to lose. So it's a team that always fights, no matter who they play for, what they play for, when they play for. So therefore, Verona is definitely going to be a difficult game. This is Serie A. All games are difficult. Now, Milan has the more quality in the team, and Milan will be the team that most likely will create more chances. And essentially, really, that's what's going to be the difference these last 3 games, is when Milan creates those chances, they got to put the ball in the net. And if they do that, and they keep on defending the way they're defending, then this is we take it home. It's our scudetto. It's our scudetto. So this is going to be a key factor. Now, one thing Pioli worked on was his intensity in training, the fast triangles, fast football. So we saw videos of that during the week in the Milan website, in the Milan YouTube membership area. So you can see how Pioli's training the team. It's correct. Now this week we're going to see the videos, and I want to see how Pioli is training the team this week. I think it's going to be very important, in my opinion, that he trains them on being clinical in front of goal, because they can do everything else. They can defend, they can play in front of the defense, they can play in the midfield, they can play in front of the box. But it is that last play that needs to be clinical, and it needs to be fresh. They need to attack those moments with lucidity. That is the key. When you're in front of goal, you have to be lucid. You gotta know where to kick that ball, which corner to kick it, the weight of how strong or how weak you need to kick it. So if he works on this and he can get the team to perform in that manner and do that, I think it's going to be good. Okay, so let's talk about Verona. Very interesting thing about Verona is that Verona has a little bit of a reputation against AC Milan. So guys, a little piece of history, maybe for a lot of people that don't know, because, you know, a lot of people maybe, this is more like Italian folklore. So when it comes to this, the international community maybe is not as aware of it as the Italian traditional community. So on this channel, we give away these gems as well, which is that there is a history with Verona and AC Milan, in which twice in AC Milan's history, Verona was the team that caused Milan to lose a scudetto that they were on the race to win during the last days. It happened in the 70s, and it happened under Sacchi. Both times Milan was on its way to win the scudetto, and both times Verona was the team that stopped Milan. And there's also a name for this. It's called La Fatal Verona. So, very interesting piece of information and Milan news, or Milan history. Let's look at that. La Fatal Verona. Quando si parla di Hellas Verona, La Fatal Verona, I'm going to try and translate this as well as I can. Okay. 2 scudetti that looked as if they were already in the bag, but instead they were taken away during the last moments of the season. What's up, my man? How you doing? Both times, both times this happened, it was against Verona at the Bentegodi. Once in 1972 and another time in 1989. And this is why this is called La Fatal Verona. A little bit of the Italian folklore over there. So something that you very interesting to know. Now, if we look at these games, there was a difference here, though. You know, because when we talk about history, when we talk about Milan, there are certain historical events that have happened with Milan that are like, it's like the 23 of May, for some reason, is a day that Milan always wins big games. Of course, because 23 of May is usually at the end of the season, and that's clutch time. So, of course, winning games there, it becomes kind of a coincidence. How confident of Milan? I'm 100% confident Milan can win this Scudetto. I'm 100% confident Milan can win it. Because, I mean, I think it's time for Milan to win it. What they showed me against Lazio and against Fiorentina showed me that they have matured. They have matured. And also, talking about maturity, I want to say something. A very interesting... well, it's not a curse, MMG. It's not a curse, but it is folklore. It is Italian folklore. Now, but there's a reason to this. Because Bentegodi is a very difficult stadium to play in. And both these times, Milan played at the Bentegodi. Both these times, Milan played at the Bentegodi during the last games of the season. And it showed that you need to be you need to be mature. You need to be ready. You need to have a warrior mentality. You need to be confident. You need to just play football. Forget about this, because it's going to be brought up. You guys, listen, guys, listen to me. All right. I have been saying that Mike Magnan was the player of the season months ago. Okay. They're saying this shit now. Okay. So I'm just saying, you guys are going to see in this few days, we're going to be talking about this La Fatal Verona. It's going to come out. Sempre Milan is going to write about it. You're going to see Gazzetta dello Sport is going to write about it, etc. I'm just the guy that I'm the spoiler guy. So I think that this time Milan can play at the Bentegodi without feeling all that pressure, and they can absolutely beat Verona and keep on putting the pressure on Inter. Now, Inter has, I think, an easy game. I think it's an easy game for Inter, but for Milan it's going to be a little bit more, no, much more difficult, I would say. But again, I think Milan has what it takes to beat this Verona. I think Milan has what it takes to beat Sassuolo and Atalanta. I have a feeling that Milan is going to win all three of these games, and they're going to do it because the time has arrived. Curse don't work on mentally strong teams. I've seen curses broken too many times. Yeah, I wouldn't call this one a curse. I think that's a big word, curse. It's just, this one here is more of I don't know, a demon. A demon, an old demon from the past. Because obviously when this happened, it left emotional scars on many people, right? Because imagine if Verona does beat Milan, it will leave you an emotional scar, right? It will leave you an emotional scar. The same way it left an emotional scar with the people that were there in the 70s. The same reason why it left an emotional scar to the people that were there in the 90s. That's why they're still talking about it, because those people are still alive and they felt that emotional scar. The same way we are still talking about the Liverpool game. Do you think Inter will drop points? No, I don't think so. I don't think Inter will drop points. I think the teams Inter is playing are fairly easy to play against. I think the Scudetto will not be won because Inter drops point. I think the Scudetto will be won because Milan wins all three of the remaining games. So, but Inter's playing against Empoli. Empoli has a lot of players that are going to be missing. Empoli is a fair, and also at the end of the season, a lot of these teams are pretty much finished. Like Empoli's season is finished. In theory, also Verona's season is finished. So again, against Verona, it's not obviously it's how we deal with the pressure. That's what Verona is about. For Inter, Empoli should be fairly simple, I think. Then they're playing against Sampdoria, which I think will be very difficult because especially Salernitana has 2 games. Because Salernitana has still 2 games to play, therefore Salernitana can still say something about relegation. And Sampdoria, I think, is going to have to play very seriously till the last game, especially because Salernitana can overtake them if they don't do things correctly. And also the teams behind. So that's going to be very difficult for Sampdoria, and then for Inter, and also the Inter has to play Cagliari. Cagliari is going to be very difficult for Inter because Cagliari also is playing for relegation, and these teams are going to fight because that's one of the biggest. You want to talk about emotional scars? That's one of the biggest emotional scars players get when they get relegated. Come on, I see you win the league. Do you? It's better to win something by winning out rather than opponents screwing up. Yeah, I think I think that it's going to be. Yeah, I kind of think Milan is going to be able to do it. I kind of think that. I don't think they play the best football, right? They're not playing the greatest football in the world, but they're playing a very solid football. And also, right now, in this phase of building, which is one of the most beautiful things about this, is because we are actually seeing the team being built. We're seeing the growth of this team. We're seeing a new cycle start. The phoenix is rising from the ashes. We're seeing the emergence of it, and it's beautiful for fans around the world to relive these moments, because this is what Milan has been doing for many years, hundreds of years. They go to the top and they come back down. They go to the top, they come back down. They go to the top, they come back down. And right now, after many years of being down, we're going back to the top, and we're seeing the beginning of this. And guys, I mean, again, with this Indescorp stuff, it's very simple. It's very simple. If Maldini stays, Massaro, Moncada, etc., and let's see, maybe even they can find a way to let Gazidi stay. I don't know, whatever. But these people stay, and Maldini is allowed to do his job the same way Elliott allowed Maldini to do his job, meaning giving him full confidence of his competence, then it's not a problem. It's not a problem, because I am 100 gazillion% aware, not even confident, just aware, that Maldini is not only someone that understands how to build a team to win in Italy, but primarily Maldini understands how to build a team that knows how to win in Europe. That is the key. Maldini is another one. We are seeing the beginning of Maldini. The beginning of Maldini. We're seeing a beautiful creation being born. Speaking of which, talk about Leao, for example. This is something that I have this conversation a lot with many people on this channel when we talk about Leao. But when I say, yo, you guys gotta relax, because these are kids, they're growing, they're still learning how to play, people, tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. But very interesting stat about Leao. Leao is the first Portuguese before the age of 23 that has gone double digits in any league in Europe. He did it before Ronaldo. He did it before Figo, Rui Costa. He did it before literally every great Portuguese player. So when Ronaldo was the age of Leao, Ronaldo was not scoring 10 goals a season. Okay? This is the problem with many people that do not understand football. Is that you need to wait for players to become Ronaldo. Because when Ronaldo was the age of Leao, Ronaldo's numbers were smaller. Ronaldo was just a flashy player that moved his legs. Just while Leao at this age, not only he's a player that is very good at dribbling, but he's a player that scores even more than what Ronaldo scored at this age. So this is why people need to understand the growth of football. And I have seen this because I have coached for so many years, and I have seen the growth of excellent players that were already super talented, but in time they become more and more and more talented. The more you play, the more you experience, the more you grow physically, mentally, physiologically, psychologically, the more you get better. It is very, very basic math. So, we are seeing the creation of something great, and as long as Maldini's at the helm, I'm very confident that we're going to be back on the top of Europe, kicking ass like we've always done in the history of this team. Like, we don't play games. Milan does not play games. Like, people don't understand this. Milan does not play games. Milan does not do this for the fuck of it. Milan is not that team, okay? So we're seeing it again. It's coming back. We're going back. The phoenix has risen, and it's going to war. Are Verona a bigger threat than Fiorentina and Sassuolo? I haven't watched them much lately. Oh, no, Verona are a threat because the Bentegodi is a very intimidating stadium, and it is a stadium that these young players have to be able to manage the pressure that they're going to feel, because it's going to be a tremendous pressure, because Verona ain't going to fucking give you the game. Verona isn't going to give you the game. You have to take it. But you're playing in a very hostile stadium against a team that is fairly well built, a team that has conceded 22 goals more than AC Milan, a team that has scored the same amount of goals as Milan. So it's going to be a difficult game. There's no doubt about that. And the key factor is going to be how well are these players going to manage the pressure of the situation. You got Inter chasing you. You know you have to win. You know if you don't, it's going to be a big disappointment. So you got to know how to manage these feelings. They got to be fearless. They got to go in there and not even think about that stuff. They should just go in there and play to win, play like they know, and play like true warriors. Play hard. They got to play hard. They got to play hard, but you still got to be calm, cool, and collected. You see, this is the thing about football, which is very interesting. It's about finding this balance of being super aggressive, but being in that aggressive state, you also need to be cool, calm, and collected. So it's a very interesting balance of putting together different kind of personalities in order to manifest your spirit in the correct way, in order to have the best game you can have. So, this is what they need to work on. They mustn't think about all the external stuff, but the external stuff is going to hit them hard. hit them hard. So, yep, it's going to be difficult, but I'm very confident that we can do it. I'm very confident. Winning Scudetto will attract more players, absolutely. Didn't CR7 win a Ballon d'Or by 23 or something? Maybe I'm off 1 or 2 years, but let's relax on stats. Ballon d'Or by 23? Let's check. Let's check. Ronaldo Ballon d'Or. Was he 23? He could have been. I don't know. Let's see. Alright, let's check here. He could have been that age. If I'm going to guess, I would say he started winning Ballon d'Ors by the age of 26, 27, 28. That's my guess. I could be completely wrong, but that's my guess. 26, 27, 28. That's when he started winning Ballon d'Ors. Let's see. I could be completely wrong about this. Let me see if I can find this. What's the Ballon d'Or? Jesus. Man. So these are his achievements. Okay, so he stayed at Manchester United for 6 years. So that tells me that he moved to Real Madrid when he was 25, 26 probably. And he started winning Ballon d'Ors. When did he start winning Ballon d'Ors? Honors, here we go. FIFA Ballon d'Or 2008. So the first one was 2008 with Arsenal. 2008. So he won it here. 2008. 37. Alright, so how old are you when it's 2008? 23 years. I don't care if we don't win the Scudetto, because remember the end of the season target is top 4, so it's just icing on the cake. So technically, I'm already happy. I think we're going to win the Scudetto. I think we're going to win. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Verona at home won't be playing with 10 at the back. I think we won't have issues like we have against the smaller teams. Verona at home won't be playing with 10. I think Verona is going to... I don't think Verona is set up this season to play that kind of football. I think you're right. They are more like a team that plays football. So it's not like a team that has been manufactured to play that kind of football. I don't think that's... Yeah, I think Milan is going to dominate most of that game. I think Milan is going to dominate a lot of that game. Most of our players are fit right now. The attackers are fit, right? Rebic is fit at this point. Giroud is very fit. Leao is fit. Tonali is fit. Hernandez is fit. Tomori, all these guys are very fit. So this is the thing that I think is very good this time around, and I think this is where we see the good work of the coach. The players look very fit right now. Like they fight till the end, right? They can play 90 minutes, fighting at high levels, high intensities for 90 minutes. So I think we're going to dominate the game. We're going to create more chances than they are, for sure. We have to hope that we take our chances, and the few chances that they will have, Mike Maignan will be ready. If Mike Maignan will be ready for that, then we should be good. And if we tie, we still have a jolly, right? A joker to play, or whatever you want to call it. If we tie, we can still win the next 2 games and win the Scudetto. Atalanta also hates us for some reason. I hope Gasperini doesn't come out to play Globetrotter football on the last game this season. No, Atalanta's going to play to win, no doubt. No doubt. Atalanta's going to play to win. They aren't going to give us any. Nobody's going to give us charity. Nobody's going to give us charity. Nobody's going to give us charity. Truth be told, we've already met all our set out objectives. I just want to watch Inter fans sweat. To take the Scudetto away from them would be icing on the cake. We're trending up and they're on the way down. I definitely agree that we have reached all our objectives, and if we don't win the Scudetto, I think this team gets an A triple plus. The work this team has done, the management, the coaches, everybody, man, these guys deserve, like, even if they don't win the Scudetto, they deserve so much praise. Man, this project is fucking amazing. Damn, this project is so amazing. What player are you worried that they might screw up? What player are you worried that they might screw up? I'm not particularly worried about any players. I'm not really worried. Well, I'm more like, I don't know if worried is the correct word. I'm more like, the reason why I say I'm not worried is because of the previous comment there, that Milan has already met all their objectives. So in essence, even if Milan don't win, I'm very happy with this season. Like I'm celebrating like this season no matter what. So this season has been absolutely brilliant. But when we talk about football, I'm just saying that if these guys take their chances when they're in front of goal, we'll win, because we know they create chances. Whether it's Leao, whether it's Messias, whether it's Salamakers, Brahim Diaz, Giroud, Ibrahimovic, Teo Hernandez, Tonali, Kessie. If Kessie has a penalty, he needs to take it, right? It's just because right now there is this feeling that the team kind of needs to take 6 shots on goal before they put the ball in the net, right? That's a stat that needs to be improved, and it's a real stat. It's a real stat that just needs to be improved. You can't take, well, you shouldn't take 20 shots or 25 shots, 8 shots on target, 1 goal, you know. And more so, it should be more like, if you take 8 shots on target, it shouldn't be the last shot on target. It should be the 4th, the 5th, and that's the stat they need to work on. If they can work on that stat, I think Pioli was going to do that. I think Pioli's very smart. He's going to do it. I was reading a 443 article about Milan's revival today, written in October 2021. Hard to believe that 3 seasons ago we were struggling to make 6th place and got kicked out of Europe for 1 year due to financial fair play. Yeah, I know. It's incredible. It's incredible. And I love how they did it. I just love how they did it. It's so pure. The way they did it is just so pure. it's so correct. It's just so like it's crystal clear, pure, correct the way they did it. And if they continue with this line of thinking, with this philosophy, with these methods, with these people, because it's the people that make the difference. You know, dude, the sky's the limit. Efficiency is key. Yeah, 100%. Young Gong Li really screwed us over badly. Yeah, that ownership didn't get things correct at all. Didn't get things correct at all. Alright, let's check. For a team with no mercato going to win the Scudetto, the summer mercato is going to be legendary, especially after the World Cup. We get to select the creme de la creme, just like Shevchenko's time. Well, the World Cup is in January. It's not this summer, so that's probably not going to work out that way, because the World Cup is in the winter. It's going to be in December, right? So I guess in the January transfer market it can work that way, maybe. Who knows? This mercato year, you know, there was an interesting video by Pellegatti talking about Sanchez. Let's check that out. Let's check what he says. So it's called Sanchez Very Close.
Cole, he's my miracle child. So how does your miracle child get cancer?
Oggi riprende la preparazione il Milan in vista del match contro il Verona, ore 20:45 domenica sera. Una settimana importante per capire se Florenzi riuscirà nel corso della settimana appunto a intensificare.
So Florenzi is due to a return. So he's training right now, so he might be already available. That'd be a great extra resource to have. Florenzi.
La preparazione tale per permettergli di essere a disposizione di Stefano Pioli proprio in vista del match contro il Verona. Florenzi già la settimana scorsa correva fuori, correva sul campo, quindi il suo problema.
So Florenzi has already been training with the team or running for 2 weeks now.
Il menisco si sta chiudendo, si sta concludendosi e dunque speriamo che possa essere a disposizione un giocatore che merita, un giocatore che è stato importante per la sua duttilità, per la sua professionalità, per il suo carisma, per la sua classe, per il suo tiro fantastico. Come tira Florenzi con questa capacità balistica e con questa coordinazione sono pochi in generale nel panorama italiano.
Yeah, and I've been saying that for a long time, that this team reminds me of what happened in 1999, but not necessarily because of the Scudetto, but because of how the team was being built. And then in 2000, it's almost like a replica of those years, what's going on right now, and it's almost like seeing history repeat itself. It's very strange, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of similarities between now, this season in particular, and that season, because that season we, in theory, on paper, were not supposed to win the league that season. Then a couple seasons later, Ancelotti came with our 2000 dynasty revival. Yeah, that team, the creation of Ancelotti's team started after the Scudetto, after winning that Scudetto in 2000, when Cesare Maldini, basically Zaccheroni, you know, had already some players. Then in 2000, 2001, you had some big players move to Milan under Cesare Maldini. I think they had another coach, I can't remember. But yeah, I remember it being very similar. Especially, I remember Gattuso, Ambrosini, and Pirlo. I remember them in particular. How we saw these new youngsters that were emerging, you could tell that they're going to be the best in the world and they're going to win everything. And it's the same thing right now with these guys. I'm seeing the same thing with Tonali. I'm seeing the exact same thing I saw with Pirlo and Gattuso, specifically those two, with Tonali. Just different football player, but the same projection. And I'm blown away by Tomori and Mike Magnan and Kalulu, Teo Hernandez, Calabria, Leao, you know, even Salamakers. I really appreciate Salamakers' work. Kessie, Benacer, Krunic, like they all deserve praise, all of them. Anyway, what was he saying?
Settimana dunque che ci porta alla terzultima partita, ma vorrei parlare di mercato.
Here we go.
Mi verrebbe voglia di parlare un po' sottovoce per non disturbare i giocatori del Milan. A dire il vero sembra un po' un azzardo parlare adesso di secondo Elliott mentre stanno per arrivare gli arabi dell'Invescorp. Ma attenzione, prima di parlare dell'eventuale giocatore che voglio segnalare come novità delle ultime ore, che non è neanche una grande novità, ma ero stato cauto su questo giocatore, adesso sono forse un po' meno cauto, ma andiamo prima a sottolineare un altro punto. Già venerdì scorso, adesso qualcuno diceva in settimana, dicevo fosse la settimana giusta per i signing, cioè per
Okay, so the date of the signing is still not.
le firme.
It's changed again.
Un articolo interessante di Alessandro Giudice questa mattina sul
So it was supposed to be this week. It looks like that they're not signing this week.
Corriere dello Sport ci spiega la pratica, la trattativa, ma soprattutto gli ultimi dettagli non sono cose così semplici. Bisogna, leggete l'articolo, andrà nello specifico, un po' di
I just want to get to Sanchez.
ma c'è una novità che è proprio sottolineata dal collega Alessandro Giudice. Attenzione, a dimostrazione di chi è andato in mano in Milan, della serietà del fondo Elio, c'è un altro particolare molto interessante. Me lo sono un po' segnato perché qui parliamo di termini un po' complicati per me, sapete che io ho cultura umanistica e non certamente né matematica né finanziaria. Ebbene, c'è una clausola che il fondo Elio ha voluto mettere. Vuole che
Very interesting. So he's talking about that there's a clause that the Elliot is putting in the contract of the sale. So let's see what it is.
il compratore sia un equity buyer. Cosa significa un
Okay, so the clause is that the person buying the club is an equity buyer. So let's see what that means. Equity buyer, that's the clause. That whoever buys Milan has to be an equity block. Equity. Let's see.
equity buyer?
Equity
Vuole
buyer.
che il compratore immetta capitale proprio per non iniettare nel Milan, metta capitale proprio l'investitore.
Okay, so implying that the investor has to put its own money. Let's see what else.
Per non iniettare nel Milan
To not inject
il debito che ha dovuto sopportare
the debt that
per l'acquisizione. Quindi il debito di questo fondo, di questo compratore, non andrà sul Milan. Perché? E mi sono segnato anche questo.
the debt of this buyer is not going to be reflected on Milan's books. So this is what they mean by the equity buyer. That whatever debts the people purchase in the club, they cannot reflect the team's book. It has to be personal investment, personal assets.
Sopportare per l'acquisizione. Quindi il debito di questo fondo, di questo compratore, non andrà sul Milan. Perché? E mi sono segnato anche questo. Il fondo Elliott vuole
Hey, that's your body.
You got this! Woo!
Your shipping manager left to find themselves, leaving you lost. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
associarsi con il Milan come uno per non andrà sul Milan. Perché? E mi sono segnato anche questo. Il fondo Elliott vuole associarsi con il Milan come un'operazione di successo. Non vuole dunque che venga associato il suo nome a un eventuale compratore che entra, guadagna, investe, guadagna e se ne va e se ne possa poi andare. Ecco, quindi c'è una precisa clausola del fondo Elliott, deve essere un compratore che non inietti nel Milan il suo debito per aver comprato il Milan. Quindi un dato molto importante a dimostrazione della, diciamo così, ripeto, della serie.
It sounds like they want to avoid what happened with the Glazers and how the Glazers pretty much put their debt onto the club's books. So what he's saying is that this clause is supposed to protect Milan from something like that, and also to keep the name of Elliot as someone that was able to fix Milan's debt and to keep the project. It's hard to translate. It's easy to understand in Italian, hard to translate in English. But essentially keep Elliot's project intact as far as debt goes, not anything else. As far as debt, perfect. We don't need no Chinese debts anymore on our books. Plus, our future buyers only treat me with utmost respect. I like this clause. Yeah, an anti-Glazer clause of sorts. Correct.
Proprietà del fondo Elliott che vuole ascriversi l'operazione Milan come un'operazione di successo. Spero di essere stato chiaro. Lo comprate, ma non mettete sul Milan. Ne ho letto proprio sempre giudice quello che ha fatto e i tifosi si sono molto arrabbiati del Manchester, Glazer con Manchester.
There you go. And that's what he's about to talk about, exactly about the Glazers. So essentially, this is exactly
comprato la squadra e ha messo come debito sulla società, sul club.
Exactly. So there it is. And now he just said it in the same way. We just explained Glazers. It's an anti-Glazer clause. Exactly. Anti-Glazer.
Quindi questo il fondo Elliott non vuole.
This is great, and it says that Elliot has pride in this project. They love Milan. They have shown a lot of love for this club. They're very proud of this club. They're very proud of what they're doing. They have felt the love. Elliot has been a blessing for this club. They've been a blessing, and what they're doing here shows how much they love this club, and they don't want it to fail.
Deduciamo che Invescorp accetti questa clausola, chiamiamo così, del fondo.
So if Investcorp doesn't accept this clause, Investcorp is not going to buy Milan. This is very interesting. Maybe this is why the signing is not happening this week, because it was supposed to happen this week. Now it seems like the signing is going to be happening further on. But maybe it's because of this clause right here. So Investcorp cannot buy the club unless they accept this clause.
Che vuole che il Milan continui con la strategia degli zero debiti e del successo. Dunque, però, parliamo dell'acquisto. Il Milan diciamo che ha già preso Botman, sarebbe una sorpresa che non fosse annunciato a fine stagione.
Alright, big claim here. He pretty much said, this is Pellegatti, this is a person that has a big responsibility when talking about the club, especially because he's so close to the club, by proximity also, and because he works for the club. He said Botman is already bought. He said pretty much there's nothing stopping Botman coming from here. He literally said those words. Skillerd, forza top 4, my friend, forza top 4.
L'ha detto anche il giocatore, penso che la mia esperienza negli sia terminata.
Okay, he's
Un
saying
altro
Botman
giocatore
is done deal.
che dovrebbe proprio venire è Origi.
Origi, he's talking about Origi. He's saying the same thing about Origi. These are big claims by these journalists. Pellegatti, a little bit more than just a journalist when it comes to Milan. So, I don't know. He's saying Botman, Origi, done deals.
Altra scelta oculata della proprietà attuale del Milan. Ma c'era un altro giocatore di cui si era parlato
Alright, now he's going to talk about Sanchez.
e che io avevo detto, attenzione, al Milan piace molto, ma le pretese a livello di ingaggio non sono consone con la filosofia del Milan. E il giocatore è Renato Sanchez. Invece qualcosa sembra cambiare.
Okay.
Ieri
Something has changed in the Renato Sanchez saga. Let's see.
a suffragio di quello che sto dicendo, ma volevo dirvi altre cose. Ho letto che il giocatore, ma ho letto da un sito, non ho verificato, accetti di venire incontro alle esigenze del Milan. Ma quello che più mi ha piacevolmente sorpreso è che Renato Sanchez sembra che sia ancora un obiettivo concreto del Milan. Addirittura le ultime voci mi parlano di un sicuro acquisto del Milan.
Wow. Okay. So he just said, according to his last voices, 100% for sure purchase that Milan has made. Okay, let's see what else this is.
Ancora il condizionale, mettiamo ancora punto interrogativo. Anche perché quella cifra che si era così, per modo di dire, ventilata, cioè 25-30 milioni, sembra che sia scesa grazie ai buoni servigi e il buon lavoro di Mendes, del suo agente, sia scesa intorno ai 15 milioni, o perlomeno
Mendes, wait, hold on. Let me hear this one more time.
il buon lavoro di Mendes, del suo agente, sia scesa intorno ai, cioè 25 del Milan. Mettiamo ancora il condizionale, mettiamo ancora
Wait, hold on.
piacevolmente sorpreso è che Renato Sanchez sembra che sia ancora un obiettivo concreto del Milan. Addirittura le ultime voci mi parlano di un sicuro acquisto del Milan. Mettiamo ancora il condizionale, mettiamo ancora punto interrogativo. Anche perché
Well, it's still a speculation. He's saying sicuro acquisto del Milan, which means 100% sure purchase that they made, but it's still speculation.
la cifra
The thing about him is that,
che si era
this is a big responsibility that he has when he says this shit.
così, per modo di dire, ventilata, cioè 25-30 milioni,
Alright, so the prices and the numbers were 25-30 million. Let's see what else he says.
sembra che sia scesa grazie ai buoni servigi e il buon lavoro di Mendes, del suo agente, sia scesa intorno ai 15.
Alright, so he's saying that with the help of Mendes and the negotiation with the club, they have come to an agreement for 15 million So Mendes facilitated the negotiations with the club to bring it down to 15 million. Bruh, are we really getting Renato Sanchez?
15 milioni o perlomeno poco oltre i 10. Quindi ci sono tutte le basi perché questo giocatore sia un rafforzo, un acquisto che possa rafforzare il Milan. Quindi un altro tassello nel Milan del futuro.
It really does look like that Milan is going to start its transfer market with Botman, Sanchez, and Origi. The same way we started off with Mike Maignan. It's like us signing Mike Maignan last April. It's going to be with Botman, Origi, and Sanchez. Man, that is insanely good. That's insanely good. That is insanely good. The amount of quality, extra quality that we get just with that. And that's just the beginning. Because then you have the big players. Mendes knows Sanchez is an injury away from Paralympic goal. Sanchez is me looking for hospitals. Sanchez is looking at hospitals. Alright, interesting.
Un forte difensore centrale, Botman, un giocatore che Jürgen Klopp ha definito il più forte finalizzatore che io abbia nel Liverpool, un fuoriclasse.
So Jurgen Klopp said he's the best finisher at Liverpool. So why is he always on the bench?
Dentro e fuori il campo. Non dimentichiamo il ritorno di Pobega.
Pobega coming back.
You might have seen videos like this before, but here's the big secret. Anyone can make one of these videos in a...
Non dimentichiamo l'acquisto di Arli, reduce da una stagione.
Arli.
Sul piano personale non so, ma del Bordeaux veramente di...
Yo, guys, can you imagine that? Like, we're starting off the transfer market with Pobega, Ali, Renato Sanchez, Botman, and Origi. Bruh. What? That is insane. That is insane mercato. Insane mercato. And hasn't even started. He will sign for Milan's lab. Forza Milan Aid Mubarak. Okay.
Il Bordeaux veramente è andato alla deriva ed è ormai in zona relegable del campionato della Liga. Speriamo che Adli possa ritornare con la testa sgombra dopo un'annata complicatissima, che magari l'ha aiutato in un certo senso a crescere, magari non sul piano tecnico, ma magari sul piano così umano e sul piano della, diciamo, della determinazione.
Okay,
Ma
talking about Adli.
E sarebbe veramente un grande acquisto. L'abbiamo visto, giocatore poliedrico che riempie e deve andare al posto di Chessy, un giocatore di tanta, di grande presenza, giocatore che può giocare anche là, può giocare anche con un'alternativa a Brahim Diaz.
So, yeah. It looks like that's what's going to be happening, guys. But unless anything happens in between from now and then, it looks like Milan is going to be able to afford these players. It looks like Milan has already negotiated with these players. It looks like Milan is in well advanced negotiations with these players. Now that Mendes has helped with Renato Sanchez to bring down the price tag to 15 million. Renato Sanchez, guys, we're talking about we're getting a top player. And this is why this management knows what it's doing. If you're going to lose a top player like Kessie, you got to bring in a top player. And we're bringing in a super top player because we're bringing a player that will raise the technical level of the team. And if you look at the team right now, I mean, the team knows how to suffer. They know how to do that. They know how to defend. They're decent at holding the ball. They need something in that final third more consistent, more efficient. Renato Sanchez is going to help with the building of the ball, and he's going to help with helping his teammates be more precise. He's going to raise the technical level of the team. So we're going to have an excellent player with Renato Sanchez. Origi is a very good player. I don't know what the deal is with Origi. We'll find out. But at least his highlights look really good. I think our transfer market is so forward looking because of just one season UCL with the group of death. I hope we get group of death next season also. Well, if we win the Scudetto, we'll definitely will not get any infos on Leao's contract or Benacer. Well, the only info I've had so far, I know there was something on Sempre Milan, but the only info that we had so far was like info that makes sense, is that they're going to wait until Investcorp buys the club. That's when the renewals will be taken care of. But Gazzetta dello Sport did write that Investcorp looks at Leao as its diamond, as its gem, and they want to make sure that he stays with Milan. Investcorp talks going smoothly. The next steps and signatures should arrive. The Anti-Glazer clause. Dude, Elliots are fucking badass. Anybody that shit talks Elliot just does not understand a damn thing. A damn thing. Elliot is alpha. Yeah. Let's see. They were saying something about this one here. I think this one was on Gazzetta dello Sport, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Gazzetta dello Sport. It says paper adds that the winger has been in talks for some time to extend his current deal. The parties have been talking about it for some time, and agreement seemed to be one step away, but the Sporting CB legal battle and the arrival of some very high offers, such as one from PSG. Right, PSG had a big offer. We saw a lot of those, and I think that is true because PSG looks like they're losing Mbappé. So you need to replace Mbappé with a top player, and they see, and you know, on that left wing, how many top players are they around the world that can become the next, that can compete with Mbappé, you know. Leao is one of them, so it makes sense that PSG is going to go for Mbappé. New meetings and contacts will therefore be needed, in which the Milan offer will start again from 4.5 million net per year until 2026, which is triple what he earns now. The former Lille man has never hidden that he is happy at Milan, that his will is to continue at the club, so the responsibility will pass to Investcorp, soon to get pen on paper. So we'll see what Investcorp does. We'll see what they say. I still take Andrea Bellotti as well. Yeah, me too. Honestly, I would too. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't. Andrea Bellotti would not be the player I replace Ibra with. If we're losing Ibra, then just like Kessie, you lose Kessie, you replace him with a top player, which is Renato Sanchez. If we lose Ibra, you got to replace him with a top player. Whoever top players. You could replace him with the Nunes guy. You can replace him with maybe Jonathan David. You can replace him with Haaland. That would be the best one. You can replace him with Dybala. Could be an interesting. You can get Belotti and Dybala. Essentially, you could get Belotti, Berardi, and Dybala. You can actually make that happen. Because Andrea Bellotti, if you lose Ibrahimovic, you can get away with that by replacing Ibrahimovic with Bellotti and Dybala, because you can have Giroud, Origi, and Belotti as your offensive options, and then you can even change it around however you want. Then the top player that you replace is Dybala. He can be that number 10, or he can be a second striker. Belotti as a sub, sure, but I mean, let's talk honestly. I don't think Dybala and Renato Sanchez. I have a feeling that if you have Dybala as your number 10 and your double pivots are, let's say, Tonali and Renato Sanchez, then your wingers are Berardi and Leao, and up top you have Giroud, Origi, or Belotti. I guess we have to see how Sanchez works defensively. We have to see how Sanchez works defensively, because that team to me sounds very unbalanced. If, let's say, my midfield would be Sanchez, Tonali, Dybala. I don't know. We gotta see how Sanchez defends. Sanchez is great with the ball. Oh my God, he's fucking incredible with the ball. But he looks like a pit bull. I mean, the thing about Brahim Diaz is that Brahim Diaz fights like a motherfucker. Brahim Diaz is always fighting, chasing you, winning balls in the middle. People don't see it. They love talking shit about Brahim Diaz. Renato Sanchez can play right wing. Yeah, he can also play right wing or right midfield. That's correct. We don't even need more than 100 million this summer, to be honest, to win the Scudetto. No, we don't, of course. We don't need 100 million. But, I mean, let's build a proper team. So, 80 million, well, no, because if Renato Sanchez is going to be 15 million, according to what Pellegatti said today, Origi is free. Botman is somewhere probably around 30 million, so that's only 45 million. Milan will have spent only somewhere around 45, 50 million for those three players. Pobega will be coming for free. Ali, we have already spent that money for Ali. Or we've already negotiated, we've already signed we've already spent that money. We've already committed to that money. I don't know if it was counted as last season or this season, but we're talking about 8 million. Let's say, I think it was counted for last season, but 8 million. So that means we still have another 50 million plus. We still have 100 million. We have 100 million left to play with. After Botman, Origi, and Sanchez, we still have somewhere around 100 million to play with. If InvestCorp decides to put money, because remember we just spoke about this clause, whatever money InvestCorp injects into the club cannot be debt ridden money. It has to be their own money. Can't be like what the Glazers did. So I think InvestCorp will spend the first 2 years mostly. We'll see. I don't know. I don't want to go too far. Yeah, he's good on the right, 100%. Botman plus Renato for 40-50. Ali was paid for this season, or Origi is free. Yeah. So we have plenty of money to work with. And I really, okay, I think we're going to go for Berardi because it just makes so much sense. It's like Pioli has wanted this player forever. The club, the president of Sassuolo said that Berardi was perfect for AC Milan. He said these words. I wonder why he said those words. I'm sure he's keeping the negotiations alive. and he said, well, he said that Berardi would be great for any team, and he also included Milan. But it's clear that the president said that Berardi is being sold. Berardi has been Pioli's #1 target. Berardi has one of the best numbers in Europe in that position, if not, he's in the top 3 when it comes in that position. His numbers are incredible. He'll be a great. Brings a lot of quality, brings a lot of goals, brings a lot of numbers. And I think Berardi is not a player that is going to cost you 70 million or 80 million. He's a player that's going to cost you 25 million, 20 something million. And that's going to be an easy purchase for InvestCorp, for a player that is going to, that should bring to you some heavy duty numbers in return. The return for a player that cheap is fucking good. Yeah, Berardi should only cost 25, 30. I even doubt it's going to go to 30, because Milan was probably asking for 18, 15, whatever. But with InvestCorp, I think they can bring it up to 20. And also with just the money they have. They don't even need InvestCorp. They don't even need InvestCorp to bring the cost of Berardi up to 25 million. So I think Berardi is another one that is going to be a done deal. I think. Let's see. I could be completely wrong. This is complete. This is just me adding numbers together. And again, Italy, they need to find that Italian player, right? They need to have Italian players. It's just the rules. But also, we're talking about a player that this season has the best numbers out of everybody when it comes to his position. Is Domenico Berardi to be at Milan next season? If I were to be a better man, I would say yes. I would say yes. I'm sure Berardi would have to have his anti-captain here. I'm sure Benacer would love to have his national captain here. I wouldn't mind Berardi, but Mahrez or Salah would be nice too. Well, Salah, that's difficult. Salah is is out of the question, I would say. I mean, Salah, you have to spend a lot of money for Salah. Mahrez, different situation, because Mahrez, his contract, I mean, I know Salah's contract is about to expire too, but Mahrez is more possible. But I think they're going to go for Berardi. I mean, that's their guy. That's their guy. And also, Mahrez doesn't have the same numbers as Berardi. Mahrez has never had the same numbers as Berardi. We've spoken about this. Yeah, they need 2. Pobega, but they need another one. They need 2. So Pobega could be 1. Pobega could be 1. But it also depends on who else they could need 3. It depends on who goes out too. When it comes to Gabbia, maybe Gabbia's going out. So if Gabbia goes out, then you need 2 more after Pobega. If Baldini goes out, you're going to need another one. So you have now they don't have to be necessarily Italian, but they have to be players that have been in the Italian system under the age of 21 for a certain amount of years. So if Gabbia leaves, that means we will need 2 other Italians when Pobega comes. We're going to keep Maldini Jr. We never want to see it without a Maldini in the squad. Is that a fact? I think that's a fucking crazy fact. That's incredible. I know he won in 63. Was he in the 69 team? Would you take Nkunku for 80 million? 80 million. 80 million. I mean, you know, once you start spending 80 million, but yeah, was he the captain in the 1969 team? Dude, Milan won a Champions League in 1960. We won the Champions League in the best year, 1969. You know, like the slang. That's slang right there. We won it in 1969. Woodstock 69, 1969. I don't know if he was the captain there. He could have been. He could have been. I just don't remember. I don't remember if he was playing back then. We're gonna keep Maldini. You think we're gonna keep Maldini Jr.? You think so? Let's see. I think they want to. The reports were saying that they're thinking about sending him on loan, which is it kind of makes sense. But let's see. Let's see. He's our Salamakers from 2 seasons back. I mean, let's see how he develops. I mean, we have Colombo also, but I think Colombo, they said another season out. Concourse Center might be given as a gift by the new owners to us fans. 80 million. I don't know. I think you can spend 80 million in more clever ways. I don't, you know, it kind of like, if once you spend that kind of money for a player, then you become PSG. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. It would be the most money that we would have ever spent as a club. I don't know. It's hard for me to answer. Honestly, no. I would not spend 80 million for Nkunku. There you go. That's my answer. I would only spend that kind of money on a player like Mbappe, Haaland, or Chiesa. Maldini won 4 league titles with Milan, and also later because the team's captain. That's a role which he had. During his time with Milan, he also won a Coppa Latina and went on to capture his first European Cup as a team in '63. Yeah, but he didn't win in '69. So, Maldini, there was a Maldini for 6 Champions Leagues, not in '69. But maybe he was. Maybe he was. I don't know. Coppa Latina. That was a Coppa Latina was like Spain and France and Italy. No, Portugal, Spain, France, and Italy. So all the Latin countries that played against each other. So there was no German clubs, there was no English clubs. It was strictly Latin clubs. Yeah, Spain, Italy, Portugal, and France. Well, guys, do not fear the boogeyman. Do not fear the Reaper. Fatal Verona, which, as I said, you're going to see during this week. The sports media is going to bring this up. Fatal Verona. It's basically because I wanted to do the stream today. It's because to talk about this so-called Fatal Verona. Twice in Milan's history, Verona stopped Milan from winning a Scudetto at the Bentegodi. When Milan was in a similar situation as we are now, we're about to win the Scudetto. So twice in Milan's history, Verona has stopped Milan from winning a Scudetto. In the 70s with Nereo Rocco, I believe, and in the 90s with Arrigo Sacchi. Because the Bentegodi is a difficult stadium to play in. And we got to be able to hold the pressure. So this is what I wanted to do the stream today. I want to talk about Fatal Verona. It's going to be interesting. I'm pretty sure it's going to be brought up. I think this time around, as history repeats itself, I think this time around we are going to defeat even history. Not only we're going to defeat the referees that have tried to screw with us, but we're going to defeat the history that has tried to screw with us. I keep Alessandro Florenzi. Any news on Alessio Romagnoli to stay? Yes, Alessio Romagnoli, according to Di Marzio, as things stand right now, is more likely to stay with AC Milan. But it looks like AC Milan is pretty set on Botman, which means that most likely Romagnoli is going to be a free agent, maybe. Florenzi, they want to keep Florenzi. Only a madman would want to sell Florenzi. Milinkovic Savic is a player Dream Milan would buy as our cam. That would be a good player. He's very good. I told you about Lingard. Lingard. I'm not a fan of Lingard. By the way, Kangoo, I don't know how long you've been here, but our current owners, Elliot, has put an anti-Glazer clause on the team. So sorry, on the contract. So think about that. What the Glazers are doing to your beloved team. From the last 2 seasons, Milan have been breaking age-old records left and right. We managed to beat every team in the league last season at least once. I don't see why we can do it again. Yes, sir. I like that. That's correct. ESPN is a source of Lingard, so chill. Lingard is not the kind of player we need. He is inconsistent. The players that I would take from Manchester United are as follows. The attacking midfielder, the Portuguese guy, is interesting. And that's about it. I think Manchester United does not have very exciting players, to be honest with you. Maybe it's because they don't. Maybe it's because they've had a poor season, so they haven't been in the spotlight. And Manchester United currently does not have exciting players. Oh, you know what? The Lingard, it was Johnny Rivera, captain of Milan in 1969. Yes, Johnny Rivera was a captain, correct. Alan, Greg, Rob Dawson is a tier 1 source, so don't chill, bro. Don't chill with Kangoo. Alex Telles would be decent as reserve left back for Theo. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Telles. What's up, Christian Pazmino? My man Lingard went to holiday to Milan in the break. What position does Lingard play? He plays on the left or the right? Telles plays in United. For some reason I can't. Well, Pogba is a really good player. Pogba is obviously a very good player. Cristiano Ronaldo, Cavani. Fred looked pretty good, honestly. He looked really good. It's hard to tell what's wrong with Manchester United. It's hard to tell. What did you think of the Japanese attacker I recommended the other day? Technically, he looked good. He looked technically astute and technically prepared. I don't know what league he played in. What league did he play in? Lingard is a cam right now, and I'm sometimes a support and sometimes a supporter striker. Gotcha. If Hellas coach this season was still Ivan Juric, I'd be worried, but it's Igor Tudor. Okay, so they two-door. Well, look, guy. In all fairness, all the Hellas Verona achieved their objective with flying colors. So whether or not it's Igor or Juric, Tudor or Juric, Verona had a great season this year. Juric, is Juric coaching? Juric is coaching Torino, correct? Yeah, Torino's doing good too. If hell, he's free, so whatever. Lingard got Player of the Month for West Ham when he was loaned out for the last 6 months last year. So he got one Player of the Month. Even Salamaker's got a Player of the Month. Torino's below Verona. So Igor Tudor today is above Juric. But it doesn't matter, guys. That shit does not matter. It really doesn't matter. I as I said, I'm confident Milan can beat all three: Verona, Atalanta, and Sassuolo. To me, it doesn't matter. Yes, he's coaching Torino, and that makes the difference. He's playing Champions League next year. Currently, first place with Union Saint-Gilloise, Belgian league. Okay. All right. Good for him, man. The Belgian league is a league that produces very interesting players. So let's see where his career brings him. Now Lang is a good player for our right wing. We should have brought Romain Favre as our right wing. Lyon bought him for 50 million. He's got more than 10 goals and 10 assists this season. He's good. Well, are you talking about Now Lang? Yeah, Now Lang has been linked with Milan. Yeah, he's been linked with Milan. Let's see what happens with that. Let's see what happens. Lingard got Player of the Month of the whole Premier League. Okay, he had a good month. He is decent, just don't play him as your cam. He can't break down low blocks, but he's great at running into space. He's a nice little asset. Yeah, he can play as he's tricky. He's got speed, etc. He's got speed. I said, guys, I'm putting, guys, by the way, I won my bet with Lucas on mobile, so I'm very happy about that. As you can see, the race for Champions League in Italy is over. We know all 4 teams that are going to be performing in next year's Champions League. Juventus, Napoli, Inter, and Milan already have confirmed their tickets to the Champions League. Nothing is going to change that, which means I won my bet against Lucas on mobile, which means Lucas on mobile bet $1,000 that Juventus was not going to make top 4. But guess that Il Maestro Roy was correct after all, and Juventus did make top 4. And to be honest with you, betting $1,000 that Juventus would not make top 4 seriously gives me a lot of doubts about your knowledge of and understanding of football. Not just football played on the ground, but football culture, football tradition. It's very easy to just appreciate what Milan does, but there are other teams too. They have their history, they have their things, and whatever not. So to bet that Juventus was not going to make top 4, $1,000. The guy bet $1,000 that Juventus was not going to make top 4. We made that bet here online, live. The bet is over. I won the bet. I'm looking forward to seeing whether or not Lucas will ever reappear again. Anyway, let's move MMG because we lowballed us and didn't want to deal with Declan Rice. We were stubborn. Romain Favre is skillful and scores goals for fun. He's a great cam too. And left-footed. Last time I saw him was when he let the young boys play. Alright, let's see if this picture looks kind of weird. Let's see if oh, look at this, guys. Look at this. Did this just appear right now? Guys, I literally just finished talking about this, and this just appeared 7 minutes ago, right? Or not? Incredibile. Incredibile. Oh, guys, there you go. Someone was talking about Milinkovic-Savic. Looks like, yeah, guys, our winner is going to be Berardi. Domenico Berardi. There you go. Savic, Milinkovic-Savic being linked to AC Milan. So I'm sure it will make some of you guys happy. Oh, look at this. And people still want to shit talk Elliot. Shame on you if you have ever shit talked Elliot. Shame on you. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Okay, first of all, I don't give a fudge about Planet Fitness. But shame on you if you have ever talked about Elliot. I do want to say something. You know what? I'm gonna get this off of my chest. Laret and I, as far as here on YouTube and the Milan channels, were maybe, I don't want to say the word we were the first, but we were the ones that had the most courage when talking about the great job that Elliot was doing when it was still, when people still could not see what was happening. Laret and I saw that shit from the beginning, and Laret and I were pretty much talking about Elliot the way today Milan fans are talking about this team and Elliot, etc., etc. So Laret and I, and a lot of people here in chat too, not just Laret and I, but a lot of people here in chat, could see the work that this management was doing. And look at this, 3 years later, or 1 year, 2 years later, because here we are, literally enjoying all of the things that we said that were I don't want to say were going to happen, but all the things that we saw that this club was doing, we're seeing the fruition of it. I'm just saying that because I look at some of these other channels and they're talking as if they've just discovered Milan today. I'm just saying that people on YouTube like Laret and I were talking about this moment way before anybody even thought it was possible. I'm just saying that because I was looking at some YouTube channels today and everybody was praising everyone. It's like, yeah, we were saying that this was going to happen a long time ago because we could see the trajectory. Oh, here we go. Red John is in the house. Maldini worked wonders. That was Elliot's luck. Elliot was very smart in his decisions. And also, Elliot, by the way, Red John, if you don't know, is putting a clause in the takeover that the people that are going to buy the club are not allowed to inject their personal debt into the club like the Glazers did. So Elliott is protecting the takeover. Another sign of how great Elliott has been for AC Milan and how great the decisions they have made and how they have made this club a sustainable club, because that is really the key. That Milan does not need a rich owner anymore. Milan just needs itself. That's what Elliott has done. And they have... I cannot believe... Guys, like, they did it. Like, honestly, the Scudetto is just this thing that we're living right now. It's this little race that we're living. But the beautiful thing about this, that Elliott has done its job. They have achieved what they needed to achieve. They have brought the club where they wanted to bring it. They're going to make money. They have they're protecting the club with the clauses that they're putting into the sale. Because once once it's sold, their job is done. But the clauses are going to be there alive. So if even after the sale happens and these clauses are broken, then let's see what happens after that. But it's going to be incredible to witness. It's incredible to witness what Elliott has done with this club, and Milan fans owe them a great level of gratitude, because once again we are here dreaming of cups, we're dreaming of gold, we're dreaming of victory, we're dreaming of glory. That's all because of the competence of the people that took over the club when Yongong Lee folded on his debt. These people chose the right people, and in the choosing of the right people, they understood that the people they chose had better ideas than the people that Elliott put in. Because this is the thing, like, remember, Elliott with Gazidis, they wanted to bring Ragnick. Maldini chose Pioli. Pioli did a great job. They're like, you know what? Let's keep Pioli. Let's keep on going with Pioli. They did not. They saw the talent. They saw the talent in Maldini. They saw the talent in the decision making that these people, and also hiring Moncada, Massara. I mean, they had Leonardo before that, guys. Leonardo. Okay, Leonardo has his part in it, but you know, they didn't bring us Fassone and Mirabelli. They brought us Leonardo and Maldini. You know, Elliott brought us Leonardo and Maldini, not Fassone and Mirabelli. You see, already there we're talking about different stature. With Elliott came Leonardo and Maldini, and then that became today Maldini and Massara. Man, fuck, dude. Thank you, Elliott, for bringing this club that we love so much back to life. Thank you. Just fucking thank you. Thank you, my man. Seriously, thank you for the great work you guys have done. Donnarumma is the Mexico goalkeeper, and we lost him. Yeah, he is going to be the best goalkeeper in the world in a few years. Again, Mike Maignan was nowhere near what Donnarumma is at Donnarumma's age. But Mike Maignan today is better than Donnarumma, 100%. So I did not know who Mike Maignan was. But they definitely knew who Mike Maignan was. And Mike Maignan today is the best player in AC Milan. He is the reason why we're number one. He's the reason why we're going to win. He is the reason why we're going to win this Scudetto, Mike Maignan. And by the way, since we want to get into this argument, look at who was crying. I've been saying already for a few months that Mike Maignan is number one, and now all of a sudden, Facebook, Instagram, Gazzetta dello Sport, all Milan fans. Mike Magnani is the reason why we're winning them. I've been saying this shit for fucking weeks. Bruh. Donnarumma is good, just massively inflated. Guys, I don't care about Donnarumma anymore. I really do not care about Donnarumma anymore. Donnarumma, honestly, Donnarumma was Fassone Mirabelli giving him 8 million to keep him at Milan. That's like what? You're giving a 20-year-old 8 million. Boban. Safe and Jarvis more like Eric Bailey, but yeah, Lingard of course, and Henderson is there as well. Donnarumma got so much hype after the Euros, we didn't know that dude made a lot of errors in Milan. I mean, he's a youngster. He's a kid. He's still a fucking child. He's 20, what? How old is he now? 22? 23? 20, I think he's 20. How old is he? He is 22 going to 23, I think. Whatever, who cares about Donnarumma, guys? It doesn't matter. We got magic. Magic, man. But no, guys, I just want to say thank you to Elliot and the work they have done from this club. I'm just so fucking proud. And like, we won already, guys. We won. We already won. The job has been done, and we already won. The job has been done. They did it. Like, we're not even talking about, are we going to be able to do it? We're talking about, they did it. They made it happen. They brought back Milan to where Milan, us fans, wanted to be. I generally would have done Henderson over Donnarumma. I would have Dean Henderson over Donnarumma. I think he's that bad. I don't know. Nah, guys, you guys will see. Donnarumma is probably going to move to Juventus, and then he's going to be the new Juventus goalkeeper, and he's going to be a big goalkeeper. You guys are going to see that, but we don't need to worry about that. Roy, rank these positions from most to least needed. Cam, right wing striker. Most needed, I would say striker. If I were to make a rank, I would say striker. I would say striker. I don't even think Cam and right wing should be in this. I mean, of course, if we want to improve on Messias, Berardi. If you want to improve on the Cam position, obviously I would keep Brahim Diaz, because again, guys, remember what we just spoke about right now. Laird and I were talking about this moment for a year, 2 years, whatever, whatnot. We were saying last year, even when we were criticizing Leao, we were saying, guys, Leao next year is going to kick ass, don't worry. Same thing with Brahim Diaz. This year was a good year for him, but we're going to see what Brahim Diaz is all about next season. That's when we're going to see Brahim Diaz. So, when it comes to the Cam, I still have a lot of faith in Brahim Diaz if he stays. But I would say striker, because we need a top striker at this point. Right wing will be Berardi, I think. Cam will be Sanchez, or someone else, Sanchez and Brahim, or maybe someone else. Yeah. Without Rashford as well, look how we play. Probably on the managers to remove the players, losing us a game. Magic Mike for 2.8 million salary only as well. Yeah, we need to fix that because he deserves way more. What is Dollar going to do about his pimp? Mino Raiola, guys, passed away. Rest in peace, Mino Raiola. I think you guys will spend a lot this summer from what Ref has been saying in interviews. Besides the jabber on Bruno Sancho and Ronaldo, everyone needs an upgrade. Okay, guys. Well, listen, we spoke about Fatal Verona. Let's break that curse like we've broken many. Let's do we have Champions League tomorrow? Is that tomorrow or is that next week? Let's see. Is that tomorrow? Yeah, shit, it is. Villarreal Liverpool today. I don't give a fuck about this game at all. Does anybody care about this game? It's such a boring game. Like, nobody cares about these two teams. Yeah, exactly. Yep, 100%. I really want to see Manchester City Real Madrid. Now that's a fucking game. That's the game that we need to see. That's gonna be fun watch. Cause it's two big teams at it. Like, who gives a fuck about Villarreal? If it was Liverpool against a bigger team, it'd be interesting. But nobody gives a flying shit about fucking Villarreal. Nobody gives a fuck. The most useless piece of shit team in Europe, Villarreal. Motherfuckers don't even play football. They just wait. They just fucking wait. They wait and then they fucking play like shit. They take 2 shots on goal for one reason or the other. If the ball goes in. Like, nobody gives a fuck about this team. They're literally Villarreal today is ruining football because it's a team that should have not been here. Like, I want to see Liverpool Juventus. Who else did I want to see? Liverpool Bayern. Give me Liverpool Bayern. Don't give me Liverpool Villarreal. Nobody gives a fuck about Villarreal. You gotta be a fucking moron to even give a shit about Villarreal. Always big team winning the UCL is so boring. Villarreal is the Euros Greece. So people give a fuck about Villarreal. I want Villarreal to win the UCL. It's gonna be boring ass game. We've gotta wait an extra day. Actually, the game I'm really looking forward to is Roma Leicester. I think we'll do a watch along for that. I think we're gonna do a watch along for that because that game is gonna be awesome. I'm hoping Roma wins. They can do it. What is it? 2-1-1 at the Olimpico. Roma can go to the finals. Actually, guys, I'm gonna make this prediction. Are you guys ready for this? I hope I don't jinx it, but I'm gonna make this prediction. Conference League is going to be dominated by Italian teams. I think in the next 20 years, mostly Italian teams are going to win the Conference League. I am because Italy has a pretty deep, we have the 7 sisters, we have the 8 sisters. I mean, we have Atalanta, we have Roma, we have Lazio, we have Napoli, we have Inter, we have Milan, we have Juventus. I have a feeling that the Conference League is going to be an Italian affair, the same way the Europa League has been a Spanish affair. Because I think when it comes to that position, Italy is probably the most competitive. That position in the table. I think when it comes to that position in the tables in Europe, That's where Italy starts to be competitive. Everything above that, Italy is behind. Roma was the last Italian team to reach the semi-finals. Villarreal coach is Real Madrid's Gianpaolo. Roma was the last Italian team to reach CL semis, L semis, and now the first team to reach conference semis. Good for them. The final of Conference League is in Albania. Alright. Hey, I believe UEFA take actions against Super League folks. UEFA, Barcelona, and Real Madrid. Do you think UEFA will sanction these clubs? I think they're going to try to, but I think eventually there is going to be a competitor to UEFA because capitalism always wins in the end. Roy, why do you support? Who do you support in Coppa Italia, Inter or Juventus? Neither. I'll be honest with you, neither. I don't support any of them. I kind of don't want any of them to win. I don't care about any of them to win. I don't want to see them lift a trophy. I don't give a shit. Nobody cares. It's the fucking Mickey Mouse Cup. That's what Villarreal does to the Champions League. Villarreal being in the semi-final of the Champions League makes the Champions League a Mickey Mouse Cup. But the Mickey Mouse Cup in Italy, I don't know. If we win the Scudetto, I would rather beat Inter for the Miss Piggy Cup. So if we win the Scudetto, we're going to have to play the Miss Piggy Cup with either Inter or Juventus. I would rather beat Inter, so I'm going to go for Inter. I would rather Inter wins the Mickey Mouse Cup, and then we beat them in the Miss Piggy Cup. I don't want Inter to lift the cup. I wish Juve would win Coppa Italia. You reach the finals and not any further than the quarters after that. Roma semis 20 and get your info correct. Damn. Juve will be doing a good job if they tire the fuck out of all Inter players. Don't want them doing well in the league. And that's the positive thing about the Coppa Italia, is that Inter has this extra game, high pressure game. They're going to spend a lot in this game. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult. So that could be a good advantage to us. But yeah, guys, I would honestly, whoever, if we win the Scudetto, which I think we are, whoever we face in the Miss Piggy Cup, it doesn't matter. We're going to win. We're going to try and beat them. I mean, we won the last Miss Piggy Cup against Juve, so I'm just saying it'd be nice to win the next one against Inter. You know, that's why. Like, I don't care to see. Honestly, guys, watching any Italian team lift the Mickey Mouse Cup is like, okay. It's literally like watching a random person in the street lift a coffee cup. It's the same thing. You fucking go to Starbucks, you lift a coffee cup over your head, it's exactly the same as lifting up the Mickey Mouse Cup or the Miss Piggy Cup. The Super Piggy Cup. The Super Miss Piggy Cup, yeah, exactly. Sometimes playing tough games can work in your favor. You remain focused and sharp. Yeah, absolutely. And a big win can carry momentum. True. 100% true, yeah. I wonder if... Oh, I think the next final is going to be the Primavera final. Atalanta against Fiorentina. Atalanta always produces the best youngsters. Best cantera. And they're in the final of this Primavera, of the Primavera Cup. Okay, you see that cup there? That cup there. This cup right here, guys. Where is it? The Super Miss Piggy Cup. Are you guys excited about playing the Super Miss Piggy Cup? Okay, you're gonna fucking work? Roma. Oh, Roma's winning, not Atalanta. So Atalanta Fiorentina is what? Is a Coppa Italia? Primavera Team Vision Cup? Is that what it is? This game here is, I think, is going to be interesting. Yeah, this final right here, Fiorentina Atalanta. This is going to be the first final of the let's say Serie A. This is the first final that is going to matter essentially in this Serie A race this season. The Primavera Cup is going to be it's going to be tomorrow. It's going to be tomorrow on Wednesday. Hey, didn't Milan recently fire a Primavera coach? Are we finally focusing on our youth, who are some of our best talents in the Primavera? Yeah, they fired Giunti and we have a new coach. Who are the best talents? Well, doesn't look like we have any fucking talents according to the table. But let's look at the roster. Okay, goalkeepers. I don't know any of the. I've seen this name before. I don't know. I'm not very familiar with any of these players. Defenders. I'm not familiar with any of them. This player here, Stanga, is a name that people have been talking about, but all these other guys, I'm not familiar. Midfielders, Di Gesù. We saw Di Gesù play with the first team. I can't remember. I think I remember seeing Sette, but we did definitely see Di Gesù play with the first team in the preseason last summer. I've heard this team: Alese, Capone. These players: Roback, El Hilal was a player that played in the first team. Nasty is a player that everybody wants. Juventus is after him. Chaka Traoré should be a player. This is the player that we got this Omoregbe. We got this player. I remember reporting on this player this past summer when we bought this kid Omoregbe. Nigerian Italian. Let's see what the next generation looks like. The next generation looks like. I don't have a picture. Is it co-ed? Do we do co-ed? Girls and boys together? Wait, let's see. Oh, there you go. Christian. No, we're all boys. Why is a picture of co-eds? Pulcini. Yeah, it's definitely. Oh, this is the no. This is females. Yeah, this is a female team. Pulcini under the. This is also a female team. That looks. Is that a? I can't tell if that's a boy or a female, man. Alright, these are all female teams. How many freaking female teams does Milan have? Ah, okay. These are the boys' team. Am I gonna get cancelled? Allevi Nazionali under. Interesting. Damn, born in 2005. Yeah, I know, right? Very interesting. Damn, these are U8. So that's the U8 team. I wonder which one is going to become a professional. I wonder which one is going to one day lift a World Cup or a Scudetto or a Champions League or one of these kids is bound to become some of these kids are bound to become Milan legends in the future. I wonder which ones. Maybe it's one. Imagine this kid right here. Probably going to be, I don't know. Co-ed only work till like 12 years old max, I would say. Once puberty starts, the gap becomes too much when comparing boys versus girls. Yeah. Yeah, usually they get separated by that age, correct. You don't have to learn from Barca when it comes to producing players in the academy. 100%. Barcelona. Barcelona. Okay, last thing. I was watching a video that someone took a video of a fan that someone in that group is going to be a star while another might not even be playing football in a couple of years. Yep, that's right. Roy, want to know what results and lineup for the last Hellas match was? What was it? Tell me. Barca haven't really produced a world-class established player in a while, in my opinion. Well, the next generation, let's see. We need to learn from Ajax. Well, let's learn from both. Ajax and Barca. And Atalanta. Like, who is the last great established La Masia product? Well, this new generation looks like it's going to be Gavi, Pedri. I don't know who else. But, you know, after the Messi era died, we just got to wait for a new one. Let's see what they have produced. Now is the time to see who they have produced. Halftime, we were losing 0-2, full-time 3-2. Pedri is not. Okay. Gavi is. I don't know their players. I honestly don't know their players, my man. Like, you're asking the wrong guy. To be honest with you, I'll be completely 100% honest with you. I don't give a flying fuck about Barcelona. I don't give a flying fuck, dude. I just don't give a shit. Honestly, I'll be super honest with you. When it comes to any team aside Italian teams, I don't give a flying fuck. I don't give a fuck, guys. I don't give a shit about Bayern, Barcelona, Man City, PSG. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't know who they're building. I'm assuming they're going to. They always do. Barcelona always produces players. They always have. I'm sure they will. Halftime we're losing 0-2. Full time 3-2. What was the lineup? Was Salamakers in the lineup? Tatrusano, Calabria, Ballo, Touré, Romagnoli, Tomori, Benacer, Cassi, Maldini, Salamakers, wow. Maldini, there were 2 Maldinis. It was a peak of the injury crisis. Damn. Oh, okay, I remember that game, yeah. Now it's coming back to me at the San Siro, where Maldini was subbed off right away, which I thought was kind of messed up. Should have stayed. Yeah, I remember that game. Damn. Yeah, they were pressing like motherfuckers. They were pressing like crazy, I remember. That's right. High press. They did a lot of high press. Ooh. If we can surpass their first lines while doing that high press, alright guys, it's been 2 hours. I needed to talk about Fatal Verona. I did. People need to know about that story. You got to know about that story. Now you know it. Hopefully you appreciate it. Rebic got injured on 36 minutes and we subbed an unfit Leao on. Nice. Alright guys, thank you for the live. Hopefully everyone that will watch it and has watched it enjoyed the bullshit. Like, subscribe, share, donate. Remind Lucas that he lost a $1,000 bet with me. When you see him, when you come across him in other Milan channels or in other Italian football channels where you will find Lucas often, when you do see him, just remind him that he lost a bet and it was a pretty hefty bet. Just remind him. Just remind him. That's why I'm not too worried about our match with them this time around. I don't think you should be worried. I think we should be confident. And then whatever happens, happens, guys. At this point, whatever happens, happens. Alright, guys. Thank you very much for your company. Appreciate it very much. We will see you again soon. I'll definitely do probably do another watch along. We'll do a Milan, Let's Talk Milan during the Barcelona. We'll definitely do a Let's Talk Milan during the Real Madrid game, and we're probably going to do a watch along for the Roma game. And of course, we're going to do a pre-match live for the Verona game, and we're going to do a watch along if it's possible, and obviously we're going to do the famous Liart show, the post-match show. Having said that, guys, appreciate everybody. We will see you next time. Forza Milan and Forza Magic Mike Magnan. Later.